All right, thank you, Tony. Our pinpoint weather team coverage of Tropical Storm Jose continues now. The storm was downgraded from a hurricane, but a tropical storm warning does remain in effect for parts of our area that include Block Island and Cape Cod.
Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour have been measured along the coast, accompanied by high surf and big waves. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado is live in Narragansett, where many have gathered to watch the storm and its impacts, including one person who is all too familiar with storms hitting the Ocean State. Steph.
Well, it's pretty windy here in Narragansett. We're right near the Point Judith lighthouse, and the biggest difference I can feel between yesterday and today is it's just much windier. Yesterday was like a nuisance breeze. It was annoying, but today is more, I'm bracing myself when the gusts come. I actually lost my Eyewitness News hat. I had to chase it a distance. It's now more securely on my head here, and I want to show you what the waves look like. Because they are still rough. We'll see at high tide later tonight if they crash over the rocks like they were yesterday. We haven't seen any surfers in the water today anywhere here in Narragansett, possibly because of the high winds. And a lot of people have been coming down here to watch the surf, and they're pretty grateful that this storm has not been worse. People are holding on to their hats and each other as Tropical Storm Jose makes its pass off the shores of Rhode Island, bringing gusty winds.
Could see it. Everybody's hair's blowing. You got a hat on. You're smart.
I'm going to hang on to you. Go ahead.
95-year-old Henry Campbell from Hopkinton is a World War II vet, and he remembers the hurricane of 1938. He came to Point Judith to watch this comparatively much milder storm.
My God almighty, the wind is terrible, isn't it?
His cousin's in town from Oregon, helping to hold him upright.
It's pretty exciting, but I hope it just keeps on going away, I don't want it to get any more exciting. This is exciting enough.
It's beautiful. I love it.
The general consensus on the storm from people we talk to, this is just enough. It's a great view. Many happy it's not making landfall on shore.
It's pretty cool, as long as it stays far away.
And of course, the winds make the waters more dangerous. Like I said, we haven't seen any surfers or swimmers out today like we saw some brave folks out there yesterday. Now, coming up new at 6, we spoke to the Coast Guard. They are still on standby in case anyone needs rescuing, especially as it gets even windier out here. So we'll have that coming up for you in about an hour. Live in Narragansett, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
We continue tracking Tropical Storm Jose and its impacts on southern New England.
We're taking a live look right now at Narragansett Town Beach, where big waves can be seen from the shore. And we have seen a lot of people gathering in these areas along the coast just to watch the surf. And
we have pinpoint weather team coverage for you tonight with Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca and reporters across southern New England. And we begin with the Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado, who is live in Narragansett. Steph.
Hey guys, I'm here in Point Judith, right near the lighthouse, where the wind has really picking up even since 5 o'clock. If I stand facing it, you can see it's difficult to stand. The sea spray is actually flying into my face. It's a little better if I turn with my back to the wind. Now, I do want to show you the waves here. Still rough. We'll see what happens later tonight at high tide. But the good news here is the Coast Guard tells us it appears people have been heeding their warnings and not going into the rough seas. As the winds pick up, plenty of folks continue to enjoy the view of Jose churning offshore.
It's beautiful. I love it.
The Coast Guard continues to be on standby at Point Judith for anyone who needs rescuing.
It's great to see that everybody in New England is paying attention to the weather and listening to what people are saying about, not going out.
Petty Officer Joseph D'Ambrosio says they have not responded to any search and rescue calls yet during Jose. They are on standby, but he says there's always a chance they won't be able to respond from Point Judith.
Our search and rescue ability is greatly diminished the higher and the bigger the seas and winds get.
If that happens, people in distress would have to wait for a Coast Guard station with a larger boat to come rescue them. And so D'Ambrosio says if you're thinking about going out on the water,
don't do it.
The storm and the surf is beautiful, but should be enjoyed from a safe spot.
The best thing to do is just watch from a safe distance. Don't get too close.
And so high tide tonight is at 8:41. We'll be watching to see if the waves crash over the seawall onto land like they did last night. And of course, if you plan on coming out and watching the storm, stay at a safe distance. Don't go on the rocks. Just use your common sense. Live in Narragansett, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.